Portugal. There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GuMPer Morning Show.
Olá Bom Dia ALEGRIA, Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, live stream and podcast. Now, where's me lovely Phil jingle? Let me see if I can find that for you. No, yes.
Friday,
Yes!
Friday.
It's a Friday feeling, I'm a feeling Friday. Woohoo! Very good. Thank you, Phil. And do you feel a little bit like this morning? Let me find you another way of welcoming this Feel Good Friday here on the Good Morning Portugal show. How are you today? Hope you're feeling well. How about this? Is this you this morning?
Bom Dia Portugal!
I do like the end of that. When a cockerel starts off with the best of intentions, and then by the end, that was you, I think, Coach Turner. Bom dia todos. How was training last night? Off to see a couple of my children and their families today. You sound like a king with a clan of loads of kids. Off to see a couple of my children and their families today in the kingdom. We've missed them, yeah, I bet you have. Though we're also missing the warmth of Portugal. I'm sure they'll be glad to see you after such a big break. Both its people and its weather. Yeah, interesting. A little bit of the saudade perhaps there in Casa Turner. Thanks for being here this morning. And it was fantastic to see you. And we'll see you soon. Can you come back for the next party? Good morning, everyone from Gemini. Mel's here. Bon dia. We might have a minimal tip, might we? A Mel-being tip this morning from Mel too. Hope so. Bon dia from Mike as well. How are you? Did you start? Was it João de Norte of João de Norte of the Norte do Portugal who started off the Bom Dia Portugals? Or was it you, Mike? You did one for us as well, didn't you? As well as Coach Turner there. And beautiful cockerel. Why, thank you very much there, Gemini. Yeah, absolutely. Are you a bird keeper, a chicken keeper? And oh my goodness, Steve Merwin's here, everybody. Thanks for popping in, Steve. What brings you here this morning? Often you watch the replay, don't you? Lovely to have you here live. Olá Bom Dia, Carl, and all GuMPers this morning on this Feel Good Friday. Right. I would like to say it's a calm and leisurely start to the weekend, but I'm actually feeling quite excited. Looking forward to the company of Samantha Jennings, who is going to be inviting us to dance. Now, you stone-hipped British men who may have had terror struck into your heart by the idea of dancing, don't worry, this is fantastic. This is perfect for us who feel a little bit self-conscious about our moves. We've got chair dancing, and she's written a book about it. It's the Practitioner's Essential Guide to Teaching Seated Dance Across the Lifespan. Take your seat, ladies and gentlemen, and she'll be telling us all about it and inviting us to an event where there will be the chance to vogue in your chair, I believe, is what's happening. I think it's in these next few days, right in time for Carnival, which we'll also speak about today. And the wonderful Colleen will be joining us as well from Portugal, the place. Colleen will be here talking about the hidden corners that she's been discovering. So great show lined up for you this morning. Let's shimmy our way, because it's Carnival weekend, into the Carnival weekend here in Portugal. A bon dia from Valencia, from Mis Padres 2023. The great irony, as I head to sleep here in Valencia, California. Love it. Oh, I see. We're getting really excited, and you're going to sleep. Okay, yes, because of course you've not entered your field. Well, you have technically, haven't you? I think it is Friday, but what, 1 or 2 in the morning for you, Mis Padres 2023. Good. We'll keep the noise down until you get to sleep, shall we? Right. Promises of Portuguese culture, generally speaking, this morning in the Bom Dia Daily section. I also want to share with you something I'm rather proud of when it comes to choosing the news headlines and selections. I couldn't miss out on the French president, Emmanuel Macron. You'd think I'd be able to say that. I went to Emmanuel School, actually, in London. Emmanuel Macron, though, not Emmanuel School. Olá, la, see what I did there? But not only that, it's the French press of Belém. No? Okay, right. There he was, getting poured on. What an awful memory to have of being in Lisbon, getting soaking wet from rain. Come on, enough rain. No, it rained here all night last night. I woke up at 4:30 this morning for some reason, and it was peeing down. And then when I woke up, it was still peeing down. Enough already. Come on, this must be enough. Too much rain, even for James, who's always, what's the word? A rain apologist. Come on, too cold, too damp, too wet for too long. It's nearly March. Come on, Portugal. We can do better than this. But there he is, Emmanuel Macron. But I don't know if it was in Berlin, but he had a full military honors or presidential. Well, yeah, the whole 9 yards of being welcomed as a president. Anyway, I guess that would be partly military, wouldn't it? But oh la la, the French president in town. I wonder what they talked about. I imagine they were thinking or talking to themselves and saying, or to each other, and saying, that Keir Starmer, eh? I wonder how he's going to get on at the White House today. There he is, João Ernesto do Norte. Bom dia Portugal from you as well, João Ernesto, and Pam's here as well this morning. Right, first little bit then, a culture snippet. Thank you very much for Philomena, who of course is working hard on her parade routine. Great job. Looking forward to seeing the video of that, Philomena, when it comes to the screen here after you've had a fantastic time in Miranda de Corvo this week. Mike, are you heading over there to watch the Carnival parade in Miranda de Corvo? I expect you are. There's going to be a whole lot of partying and not a great deal of sleeping. All around the country. These actually, if we get a chance, we'll look at the Carnival guide from Idealista. But those are the notable carnivals that are happening, although many, many more around the country. We've got our own festivity here in Sao Martinho Do Porto, as you heard about in Miranda de Corvo there as well. So every little place probably tipping a nod to the Carnival weekend. And last night on the town hall session, on the Dream Team session of Expats Portugal, a somewhat mixed reception. We had a stormtrooper. We had Nuno in rave mode, and he put makeup on. And we had Rita from Global International Relocation from the Pets Department dressed up like a minion. Three had made quite the effort. And then towards the end, when I was asking them, which is the best one to go to, Jeremy Klingers wanted to actually go to Rio. I suppose that is the great mecca of carnivals, isn't it? To mix my metaphors there. Yes, Rio came up. Alcobaça came up as well. That is on the list there, isn't it, Alcobaça? Are you getting ready for that one there, Pam? And where else? Oh, the Carretos were mentioned as well, of course. And we've talked a lot about the Carretos of Pudence, top left-hand corner. Nunu was saying not only are they found in Pudence, but all over the north of Portugal. You'll see costumes like that or similar to that all over the north of Portugal. And he was talking about how those costumes cost €1,000 to make, but they're pretty good value, I think, because the gentlemen, I think it is generally gentlemen who wear them, and unmarried bachelors who wear those, get a lot of value and service out of those costumes. Anyway, we'll come back to Carnival. Let's have a little bit of a look at a cultural thing. Now, you may have heard this noise or sound. Let me call it a sound rather than a noise. That seems a bit unfair to call it a noise in the street, and wondered what on earth is that. Thank you to Philomena for sending us this. And we've also got a lovely video from Nick as well, who I think has a bad case of Sao Martinho do Porto syndrome, as far as I can make out. And he's singing the blues on the show this morning in quite a light-hearted way as well, with his tongue in his cheek. But anyway, have you ever heard this noise? Sound. Is that the suburbs of Miranda there? Thank you so much for thinking of us, Philomena. So you may have heard that sound in your town, and then you realise it is the knife sharpener using some good old school technology. And let me just give appropriate credit to the creator of that. João Paulo Fernandes captured it for a Facebook reel, and the copy here reads profissão em vias de extinção. Yeah. One of those lovely professions that we would like to hold on to, right? That may be dying out from what's being said there. And I can't find out. Where do you click on a Facebook reel? I'm trying to click on the description. And it's just disappearing in front of my very eyes. But anyway, thank you very much. I can't credit the knife sharpener himself, who using very old school technology with his bicycle that he arrived on, powering the sharpening wheel and testing the knife on his thumb. Did you notice that as well? The knife sharpener, yes, absolutely. Bob and Viv, good morning to you. Only here in Corellia, only once here in Corellia that you've captured your particular knife sharpener near you. And yes, one goes around our town. So perhaps, although it's maybe not as popular as it used to be, we're still holding on to that fabulous tradition here in Portugal. I will be going to Carnival tonight, but then off to Coimbra for the weekend for Tony's birthday. Oh, you don't wish a happy birthday in advance, but you know I want to, Pam, and do give Tony my best regards, if you will. Bon dia todos. What's this? A welcome, partly sunny for my stroll, scratch and sniff. Ah, yes, that's the dog, not Bob, who's scratching and sniffing. I hope. And you can get a cream for that, Bob, if that is what's happening. I should have an afternoon nap. Yes, we all should have an afternoon nap to prepare, whether we're going to Coimbra or not. The afternoon nap has much to commend it. And I was talking to somebody, I was chatting because of my renewed interest in the rural revival here in Portugal, talking to a rural revivalist in the United States. And I said, I'm over here in Portugal. And the conditions are great for a rural revival here. And he said, I want to come to Portugal and Spain, the land of tapas and naps. Tapas and naps for the win, I think was the expression that he used. And that wouldn't make a bad T-shirt, would it? Although we would petiscos e cestas for us for the win. Okay, sorry to hear this, Mel. I need track to work on Sunday. I think all this rain will mean it's cancelled. We will have to have a look at the weather, won't we, this morning as well? Let's have a listen to, whilst I'm getting that set up, let's have a listen to Nick's new song as well this morning. And in case... for those people who haven't, still too bleary-eyed and sleepy who aren't here, I'll play it again at the end, so you can enjoy it twice this morning. This is Nick, I think, struggling as we did when we first came to Portugal, just wanting to live everywhere you see. 3 minutes of delightful handcrafted songwriting art here and video making, and Nick wrote this song, recorded it, made the video, all on his journey here with his very own hands here, as you'll see.
Someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. Someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy. Show another thing to me. I want everything I see. Call the doctor, call the nurse. The problem seems to be getting worse. Call the lawyer and call the police. Lock me up so I get some relief. Someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. Call the lawyer, call the club. I might be gone berserk. Call the bishop and call the priest. Maybe they can find me some peace. Ooh, someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. I want everything I see. It's like a crisis in my life. Every time you walk on by, I might be sitting nice as pie. Now there's something I want to try, and I would love to tell you why. Oh, I would love to tell you. Someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy. simmer, simmer, simmer. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. I want everything I see. I want everything I see.
There he is, Nick Barrell there. Isn't that great? Great job, Nick. He's like a little boy in the Portugal sweet shop, isn't he there? Don't show, isn't this a mark of a great song? You can sing it immediately after. Everybody all together now. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. Right, advice coming in for you. Great job, Nick. Thank you. Keep them coming. Steve, we better go here then now, hadn't we? Looking forward to carnival tips and the best town, city, village carnival event near Caldas. I was going straight to Alcobaça for you. However, Pam says, depends on what you like. Best parades are Torres Vedras and Nazaré. Best for all-night partying and dressing up is Alcobaça. Although, if you like dressing up like a lady, they say Torres Vedras, where you can do the matrafona thing. I called it marafona last night. Is that a kind of potato? You can dress up like a potato if you want to. We have the wonderful picture from Philomena that demonstrates how you can attire yourself if you want to, Steve, over in Torres Vedras. There you go. The matrafonas. Is it a king or a queen of 2018? In the middle there. just for the sake of clarification, that's Torres Vedras for you. Delightful. And this picture, every time Philomena makes mention to it, that image is burnt onto my retina for some reason. But a great effort, and many of the fellas of Torres Vedras make such an effort. And I think they're girding their loins, they're bracing themselves for 5 days of partying. The schools are off next week. I think a lot of government offices are out of action on Monday and Tuesday. If the festa season wasn't enough here in Portugal, Carnival season, the kind of it's not really a warm-up because it's completely hot from the get-go. It's like Portugal, as I've said before, and we'll keep saying, is the party capital of the world when you add all the parties up. Okay, we're going to need some wellbeing tips at this rate. Oh, and Owen mentioning, good morning to you, Owen. Ponte Lima starts its 900th year celebrations this coming week as well. Morning all. Dancing is also fantastic exercise. It absolutely is. And that might be in response to the wellbeing tip this morning. Yes, when Carl plays this song again at the end, dance around your house to it. It will lift your mood to start your day. What a great idea. Fantastic. Keep them coming with your wellbeing tips there. Hashtag wellbeing and hashtag minimalism. See what we did there. And the clip from the show with Mel on, if you want to find out more about Simply Live Mel, that's also on our YouTube channel now under minimalism. Well, I do like a play on words. You may have noticed. James also here this morning. Bom dia, GuMPers, Feliz Sexta Todos. And his part 2 of finding accommodation. Another interesting American. We were having a giggle, weren't we, yesterday with aluminum and aluminium and jaguars, which of course is the correct way to say it. Yesterday with Heather. Colleen, what? Right. Oh, not you as well. We're going to have to talk. Right, okay. Where was I going with that? Oh yes, finding accommodations in the Queen's English. We have it singular, finding accommodation, and I notice in James's part 1 and part 2 of finding accommodations in the plural. Very interesting, and I imagine that is a general cultural thing rather than just James's own thing. There, we'll find out. Remember, there you say potato, I say potato, eh? Remember, there is the 900th anniversary in Ponte Lima this week, along with Carnival. Yes, thank you, Owen and Bob and Viv on that. We do have space in our apartment available. Ooh, that's good. There is some great dancing here in Saigon. Okay, Carnival extended to Saigon suddenly for Pete there. Looking forward to some tonight. Right, excellent. Very quick look at the weather, and we will continue our Carnival conversation with Colleen because, as well as hidden corners of Portugal, I'm sure she's got a pretty good idea of her favourite Carnival backdrop. I think she might have gone to get her headdress right now as we speak. Okay, quick look at the weather then. Oh, my word, Colleen. Stick around. You're going to like this. Right, okay. The weather in Portugal for the Carnival weekend. Oh, dear. Lisbon, cloudy and rainy. Porto, a little bit of sunshine at the moment, but look, cloudy weekends all the way. But Faro, A sunny day tomorrow in Faro, with only 15 degrees. But generally speaking, as we scroll down, because we want to get talking to Colleen, just a very quick look here, but it's kind of cloudy all the way, isn't it? And rain forecast in a number of places as well. The only really clear spots of sunshine would appear to be the Azores tomorrow, Faro, Viana do Castelo, strangely, up in the north there. Yeah, and Faro tomorrow, and a sunny day in Porto on Sunday. Come on, Portugal. Where's this sunshine I came here for, this 300 days of sunshine? Let's give her a nice big round of applause and bring her onto the screen. Ooh, I say, Colleen Showalter, look at you. It is you, isn't it, Colleen? You never know, do you, with these masked balls?
No, it's so exciting. It's Carnival.
It is you. It is you. Wow. And in Alcobaça, of course, where there is a legendary carnival. Right?
Yes,
Would
yes.
you commend it? We have Steve here this morning, trying to find out where the best one is to go to. What would you say about Alcobaça? And good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning. What would I say about Alcobaça? Well, it was really hard to sleep last night because it's already started.
Already?
So that is definitely a problem. Sorry, somebody is trying to.
That's all right. Oh, I know you're in demand. We should only expect this.
Right.
Yes.
It's just crazy. No, so sleeping was tough last night because the music's already like boom, 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 it's going.
Is it?
Alcobaça is really the center of it all because it's got that like competition with Nazaré, and I will have to say, as being from Alcobaça, that I feel that this is just a very sophisticated place for the carnival. It's where the tonier people go. It's where it's just a little bit more, the beer is slightly colder, I guess. I'm not exactly sure.
What's a beautiful way of putting it without upsetting anybody. But yes, I think Nazaré is a little more vulgar in its celebrations.
It gets a little more down and dirty. So if you want to and have a little bit more of a relaxed vibe, I guess, and you want to just enjoy having the experience and watch the amazing costumes and have a fantastic meal. I think that Alcobaça has that different feeling, whereas Nazaré is very, very, very high energy. It's like just going, and it's much more that disco feeling. So, I think it just depends on what you're looking for, but they're both fantastic.
Yes, perhaps in a kind of hierarchy, and you might want to sort of pace yourself for the next few years, Steve, with this. Maybe start with Alcobaça, then go to Nazaré, and in your third year of training, go to Torres Vedras. That might be the sort of hierarchy of intensity.
Well, and there's all the carnival up north as well.
Right.
Ovar's carnival is amazing with those giant paper mache masks and everything. There's just so many different ways that they celebrate this time of year. So I think it's just, you could have fun year for year for year. So, and we have our tradition, the mask that I was wearing every year. We've been going since we live here to Rome, and we go to the shop where they hand make these for the Venetian celebrations. And then we bring them back and we wear them for the season, and then they go on our wall. So it's pretty cool.
That's so beautiful, isn't it? And what's it called over in Italy? What do they call it? Is it
Carnevale?
Is it?
Carnevale.
Right.
So Venice, of course, is the big center there where they just, have such a classic historic kind of vibe with they just take it to another level with balls and costumes that are so elaborate. So it's really across Europe, there's different ways to experience this holiday. But I think that Portugal does a really great job, and Alcobaça I'm partial to. I think this year it's going to be a blast. The tent is huge.
Is it? Wow, incredible. Coach Turner loved Alkibi. That's what I call it. I don't know if anyone else does. Alkibi, Alcobaça, when we were there a few days ago. What a place. It will have changed beyond all recognition in the week since you were there, Coach Turner. They really have girded their loins for Carnival season by the sound of it, and the music's already pumping. And you mentioned Ovar, and these are some of the notables, but that's just a small selection of what will be going on in the next few days here in Portugal. And when you're promoting Portugal, as you do around the world, Colleen, you could say, couldn't you, that perhaps Portugal is the party capital of the world. It's not known for that, but it could quite easily take that crown, couldn't it? Because the Festa season hasn't even started yet. This is just a preamble to the Festas, isn't it?
people ask me all the time, like, have you gone to this festival or that festival? And I'm like, if I just went to the festivals alone, I would have nothing else to do. Like, there is a soup festival, a Bafana festival. We celebrate in Portugal literally everything: saints, food. Give us a reason. Alcobaça alone has 150 festivals and events a year. They have everything: film, book, food, cultural events, medieval fairs, carnival, celebrations at the holidays. I mean, it's something for Americans. Now, I'm speaking from the American point of view, is we don't have the same kind of outdoor cultural interaction life in general in our towns and cities that they have here. So for a lot of us coming here, it's like a kid in a candy store. It's almost too much. And it's definitely an adjustment. But if you're looking for that outdoor lifestyle, if you're looking for a place where you can go and immediately immerse yourself in cultural experiences, Portugal definitely serves it up. I will say, Carl, though, that Carnival is definitely a little confusing for those of us that don't have the training from kindergarten on how to go out and do Carnival.
Yeah, right.
You know, Americans, we don't eat late. We eat earlier on average than the Mediterranean world, as we know.
Yep.
And so, you know, we go out, we've had to go later and later because we'd be like, let's go and have dinner reservations at 9. This will be great. It's so late. No one is out yet. None of the Portuguese are out yet. It's like we're leaving the restaurant at 11 and the Portuguese are starting to come in. And then they're out all night. I'll leave for work at 8 in the morning and they're coming home up the road. And I'm like, how?
Yeah. Well, have you found out how? Because it is extraordinary. And part of it is what you said, you know, they start from kindergarten, don't they, with the habit of partying. But how's it done? Is it coffee and wine? What's the
it's indoctrination. I've decided that they do.
From an early age.
Cultural. They start the little kids. It's so cute because today they'll be in the tent and they bring them from school, and the little teeny tiny ones, and they bring them in and the DJ plays cute music and they have food and everyone goes, put on with the kids. And they're like, yay, this is fun. And then every year as they get older, they do it and they stay out later and they stay out later. By the time they're like 18, they're like, we've got this. And then they're ready to go. I just don't think our bodies have been biologically trained to be out all night.
I think your theory is correct, and the whole thing. We have to get out of this habit, don't we? We'll strategize this and try and go against the cultural norm by eating at 7 or even as early as 9.
That's like Pam saying nobody goes out before 1. It's totally true. Last year we were trying to be out at like 1 o'clock. I was so tired. I was just like, this is ridiculous. And I'm standing around, and everyone is so polite. Like in the States, if there's a party, okay, I was in the 90s. If there was a rave, you know, people are dancing and everything. Here, people are very polite. And I asked my Portuguese friends, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. Like, you're just standing there and drinking beer. And they're like, oh, it is the music of our childhood. And I'm just like, but you stand on other days with a beer in a bar and talk.
Yeah, but this is different.
Like, it's different. It's in a tent. And I'm like, oh, okay. So like for me, I don't think if you don't have the music and the cultural piece and your childhood friends, you know, it doesn't maybe feel the same, because all of the Portuguese people are so excited to see each other and go out and celebration.
Yeah, I used to be able to handle all-nighters, says Pam. You have to train for this. Yeah. And the Carnival is fairly international. In the UK, we eat pancakes. Take that, world. We take it to another level in the UK. We eat pancakes.
Yeah, well, we do in the US too. If you're in, I was raised Episcopalian, which is the Church of England's, side in the States. And so we had Shrove Tuesday, we had pancake supper. And when I was a kid, I thought that was the top of the top. We went out in the evening, everybody made pancakes and sausages, and we had syrup on everything. And that was dinner. And I was like, this is great. I thought that for a long time, I thought that's what Jesus ate for the Last Supper. It was really confusing.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Talking of indoctrination, that's and you can still be in bed by 9.
Exactly. It was fantastic with a full belly.
Yes, absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's talk, if we may. I saw a video of you finding a hidden corner, one of many by the sound of it. You don't just stay in Alcobaça, it's fair to say. You are all over this country in every sense. Would you, if we ask you nicely, would you share some of these hidden corners with us that you've discovered?
Yes. Well, the place that you saw we were at was up north, and we were in an area around Pont de Barcos. So
Okay.
if you know where Pont de Lima is, which I
Yes.
think someone was just talking about, they're celebrating their big anniversary right now. Pont
Yes.
de Barcos,
900 years.
900 years, right? It's insane. Pont de Barcos is just about 15 minutes northeast-ish of Pont de Lima. It's a beautiful town, about the size of, it's about the size of Alcobaça, a little bit bigger. Beautiful, beautiful city, very calm, very local. It doesn't have a huge international community, but it still feels very, very, undiscovered in a beautiful way. The river is incredible. The Barcos River is beautiful. There's all this outdoor lifestyle, and it's kind of the gateway to, the suspension bridge, the bridge in Portugal that people can
Yes.
go walk over. That's where you would go to. You'd go to Pont de Barcos and then be able to drive from there to go out to the bridge. So,
Okay, that's what I've heard of it before. Yeah. Okay.
yep, very rural, quiet, gorgeous scenery, rolling hills, lots of cows. We did drive the roads, and the cows are on the roads, and the great thing is the cow keeper. I don't know, what do you call them? Are they a shepherd when it's a cow?
That's interesting. They would be a coward, not a shepherd. But then that's
I don't want to call them a cow.
Cowboys. Of course. Yes.
It was so the guy that was keeping the cows going, he was so cute because we were trying to be really respectful and taking video of just the cows. And he came in with his cap, and he donned his cap, and he was like, "Bon dia." And he was really excited that we were interested in taking videos of cows in his little village. So yeah, it's great up there. It's isolated though. I mean, if you want the quieter pace of life and you want to be a little bit more removed from, the day-to-day kind of hustle and bustle, this would be a great area for you.
That's really good. And if you've ever asked yourself or anyone else, where are all the cows in this country? Because you don't often see them, do you? That's where they are. That's where they keep them.
And they have the big horns. I'm really surprised. Like I was really a herder. I like old guy. A herder. That's good. Yeah, that's better than a coward. That's probably not the right word.
No, I'm not going to say that out loud to anyone looking after cows. But yeah, herder would work, and that works with goats as well, doesn't it? But
I think we had goats on the road. It's crazy when you drive in the north. I really encourage anyone that lives here to just take a road trip to the north and get up and everything, and just take deep breaths and appreciate the time just standing still. And your friendly sheep, goats, cows, they're all on the road.
Right. There's some jokes to be made here. Keep them coming as well. So that's up there, Ponta de Barcos. And have you heard of Matola? We played a video of Matola last night on the webinar, the Q&A. And we had Jeremy, who he said, I might be getting too old for the Algarve, and it's a bit busy for me. I'm thinking of moving to the Alentejo. And I imagine you've heard similar sentiments, people wanting a quiet life in the Alentejo. Yep. And Matola's come up twice this week. What a beautiful place that is. Have you been through there?
I've been through there. We don't have anyone in that area. We haven't had anyone request that area. So I haven't had any interaction with anything like real estate or anything like that. But I have had the same sentiment. A lot of people are, I was in the Algarve. It was funny. I was in Pont de Barcos on Thursday and Friday. I was in the Algarve Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And it was such a wow, that's a switch, because I'm up in the peaceful north in this beautiful, green, tranquil, quiet, gorgeous area that's just kind of in this trapped in time bubble that I love. And then I'm in Villamora.
That's quite the contrast, isn't it?
And I'm in Villamora, and I'm like, all right, okay, what happened? And for me personally, I'm not an Algarve person. I can go there for a couple days. I love the sunshine. It rained, so that really took out my reason for going to the Algarve. But I have a lot of people saying to me that have gone to the Algarve first that are relocating out of the Algarve into other parts of the country, because it's just the tourism, the water issues, the cost of living. Lots of those things are causing people to want to spread out a little. So it's an interesting thing. We get about 20% of the people that we help relocate to the Algarve that contact us later, like a year later, and say, you know what, we've changed our mind. Can you help us relocate somewhere else?
Yeah. So that's almost a niche within itself, isn't it? Of not just relocation to Portugal, but relocation within Portugal when you've had enough of the Algarve.
And it's unfortunate because we really do try to give people a lot of support in their in their decision making. But at the end of the day, if that's where someone says they want to go, that's their choice. That's where they have. But I do have a lot of cautionary conversations when people have never been to Portugal. I mean, like, the Algarve is a completely different experience than most of the rest of the country.
Yeah, absolutely right. But if it's all people have heard, I think that there's a psychological comfort, isn't there, in like thinking, okay, unlike the song earlier on where Nick wants it all, everywhere he goes, he wants it all. And I call that Sao Martinho Do Porto syndrome. It's different. If you're trying to find somewhere to live from outside of the country and remotely, I think it's psychologically helpful, isn't it? It's like, okay, I like that. I'm going to fix on it. I just need to feel safe. And if that's the Algarve, that's what happens, I suspect.
Yeah, they gravitate to familiar. I mean, we're humans. That's what we do. But then they get here and they're like, wait, it isn't actually familiar. For a lot of people, I think it's strange in the fact that they find themselves living in a state of kind of perpetual holiday. Yeah. It's a weird, I lived in Palm Springs for 9 years. It was the same exact thing. People were like, oh my gosh, you lived in Palm Springs. When you live there full time, it starts to be an odd experience to always feel like you're in a suspended holiday mode. It's a different feeling.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, some controversy over the Aruca suspension bridge in Ponta Barcos. We'll get to the bottom of that on another occasion, which gives us.
I was only saying that they drive out of there. So when you're in Ponta Barcos, they have a tourism center and they have a beautiful drive up into the national.
Oh, fantastic! Well, it gives us another opportunity to play John's video of the suspension.
Yeah. No, it's not in it. No, it's not like you just go quickly up like 10 minutes in there. It's just in Ponta Barcos tourist area. They have these beautiful drives that will take you up from there. And they're positioning themselves as the gateway into that area. Yeah,
fantastic. And I can't wait to go to the north again. I want to go to the Alentejo now. Again, I want to go to the north again. That's the problem with these conversations, isn't it? And Portugal does feel very different in different areas. Means lots of scope for holidays. And I always say as well, Colleen, it's like a sort of stick of rock, isn't it? The outside can change, different colors. But when you break open the Portuguese stick of rock, from wherever you buy it, that same Portuguese soul is in the middle. Because even if you do have Vila Moura on the one hand, and the cow and goat experience of Ponta Barcos, within it, go into a cafe, meet local people, that same Portuguese soul is there. I don't know if that's your experience as well.
No, it's true. I was just chatting with clients that are getting ready to relocate into Portugal, and they're on their first location scouting, and my advice to them was try not to see as much, try to lower your expectations of what you're going to be able to see, because I really encourage people to stop, go into the most local neighborhood you could find, go into the little restaurant that just has 2 specials on a sandwich board that doesn't have a menu, avoid the restaurants with 5 languages, all of that.
Yes.
Sit down, order a coffee, go into a local market, whatever it is, but pull yourself away from the easy. Yeah. And immerse yourself for a couple of hours and just watch and sit and say hello and feel that warmth and that cultural experience, and make yourself uncomfortable.
Yes, because you need to get used to that feeling, don't you? And take some risks and live outside the box as well as think outside. That's great advice. Really good advice.
You'll find the soul of Portugal wherever. The smiles that you get from people, the quizzical looks are fantastic when they're like, what are they doing here? This is an odd experience. Like, it's fantastic because you get to see it from that perspective. And so Portugal never fails to bring me joy wherever I go, except maybe the traffic trying to get out of Vila Moura for like 20 minutes just for no apparent reason.
That must have come as quite a shock.
Yeah, it's February. Who are these people? Why is the road so busy?
Yes, I came here on purpose in February. I wonder why you find Portuguese. I've often wondered that, JMC. Any Portuguese listeners or viewers we have, I'm so grateful to you for sort of tolerating us at all and being here. So thank you very much. And your customary greeting, the rapaziada, bom dia, rapaziada. Here, where was that? Anyway, we had that earlier on, and thank you very much. Oh, there it is, bom dia, rapaziada, which I'm still not sure exactly what it means, and I'm hoping it's savoury and a compliment to us in some way. Colleen, have you got another hidden corner for us briefly before you have to go off and attend to a huge amount of interest, I suspect, especially from the United States at the moment?
Well, it's not hidden, but the conversations and people are really pivoting over towards Viseu. And that Nellish and Tornada and that area around Viseu, it's been a place where we're seeing more and more people relocating. They're really understanding how beautiful that area is, what an infrastructure it has, the hospital system, the kind of, you don't really have to go anywhere else. It's very self-contained. And I think that it's been interesting. That's been a place we've been drawn to multiple times recently, with people just really appreciating the seasonality of it, the beautiful leaves that change in the fall, the wine country around there, which kind of gets overlooked sometimes because Adoro is just up the road. And then the quality of life, just the whole feel. It's just one of that space. So that's probably one of the areas that I'm most getting the most interest in right now, quite frankly. People
have you met Hugh? Do you know about Quinta dos Três Rios? This wonderful, he is in Viseu.
I don't, but I would love to know about it.
I'm going to send you the video we made when we went to stay with you. I think you'd love it over there. Yes, and
our team meeting. We're doing our team meeting up there in May, and we're actually looking for some places to bring all 15 of us to for our 3-day retreat. So
that could work. That could work. Okay, there's your website, and you can find Colleen and the team she just mentioned at portugaltheplace.com. Have a great weekend. Have a great carnival. Just one more question for you, probably a couple. Actually, 3 questions have suddenly occurred to me. How's Aladdin? And did you decide on the name? Because I think there was some. He's
settled on Aladdin. He is now responding to Aladdin. He's 6 months old, almost 7 months old. He weighs over 50 pounds. He's huge. And he is a joy. Like it's just wonderful. And he and Dutch are like best buddies.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And Ian, Coach Turner, love the look of your new office. Everyone settling in okay over there?
Yeah. We're if anyone's looking, we are hiring another person. For another full-time person in the office. So if you know anyone that is looking for full-time work, we are currently hiring. So
so what, bilingual, Portuguese, English? What's the
bilingual, someone that can support our efforts in all the different departments, from deliveries to bookings, finding and supporting people in their house search for rentals, the whole shebang.
Very good. Okay, that's lovely to hear. Job creation as well over at Portugal the Place. And finally, I mean, let's take our hat off to you and the incredible contribution you made to the local economy there. It's extraordinary what you've done in such a short space of time as well. Last question: who is your interior designer? That's a real backdrop. This is not one of those Zoom backdrops, is it? You made that.
No, this is my dining room. I'm actually at home this morning. I haven't headed into the office, and that's me. So
good heavens, that's beautiful.
I actually rescued all of these paintings. Were spread about the house or stored in the garage, and so they're all
really?
Just older paintings that we found and kind of made them new again. So did a lot of cleaning and gold leafing and things, and then decided to go very, very like over the top. I'm a bit of a maximalist, so I had to go all the way.
Maximalism. It looks beautiful. That grey color is wonderful, and I don't know how you managed to get it all in, but if you want something done, ask a busy person, right?
Right. Why? Yes. There's just so many things you want to do. You got to just dig in and do them.
Get on with it. Right. Okay. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the carnival. I imagine you're probably decorating the house, going to the carnival, helping people move to Portugal. Have a great weekend. Great to see you. All right. All the best.
Great to see
you.
Cheers,
bye for now. Love to everybody there. Wonderful. Wasn't that dining room beautiful? Let's keep the applause going. I don't know if we're doing some chair dancing or not this morning, but we're going to find out about it. Big round of applause. Samantha Jennings, everybody, the dance maker. Darling. How are you?
Hello, good morning, Portugal.
Good morning, already. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Carl.
You've got a lovely backdrop as well there, haven't you? That's a lovely room.
Yes, indeed. If I push this way a bit, you can
made
see
with your
a
own fair hands as well.
Violin up there.
Yes, excellent. So how are you today?
Yeah, it's quite early for me. I'm a night person and a late person, but I'm ever so delighted to be here.
I have seen you in action as a night person. Maybe I should clarify that statement. What fun we had at the disco night, and thank you very much for storming the dance floor and showing us a few moves as the collective that were there. You were brilliant.
Thank you very much. Yes, it was a bit of a surprise, but I got on with it, didn't I? And
You really did.
I thought you did a really good job, and I loved it. Are you going to do it again?
We are. Next date, 22nd. I think with it's a bit like, difficult second album syndrome. We had such a great time with the first one. It was much looked forward to and greatly enjoyed. It might be slightly more muted on the second. We'll still have a great time, but I don't think we can expect the same dance extravaganza. But who knows? Maybe. What do you think? 80s disco for one in the future as well? Do you like a bit of 80s?
Yeah, could be. I think any kind of disco theme would be great. We've got the carnival at the moment, haven't we?
We certainly have, yes.
Just about. We could all dress up, but yeah, let's get the glitter balls out and have a good time.
Any chance to get our glitter balls out? And I think maybe we should tie it in with Carnival next year, possibly. Then that's a really great idea. We didn't think of it this year, and it might be a bit too late on the 22nd of March. Generally speaking, if you want a date for your diary to come and visit us in Sao Martinho and party with us, it'll be the third Saturday. And young Rodrigo at the Casa de Lem, he's such a great host, very easygoing with us. So we're looking forward to having more fun on the 22nd. Right. The Dance Maker. Tell us a little bit about you and your background in dance before we talk about your fabulous new book.
Yeah. Well, crikey, I was brought up in the cradle of dance. Luckily, my mum went to the Royal Ballet School, so I had a good start there. I decided to do it. I absolutely loved it. And, I was very tall, though. And that wasn't very easy because, of course, they can't lift up a really tall person. So that was a bit disappointing that I grew so tall. But on the other hand, I made it work for me. And I've done an awful lot of teaching. So it's kind of dance education. So, basically, I did wedding dance for 10 years. Got everybody to start their stuff when they got married. That was a real
what a lovely idea. So this is training people to do their first dance.
Yeah, that's right. Lovely. It was so lovely. Yeah. And especially for men, the confidence to go onto the floor because they know what they're doing rather than feeling unconfident, which a lot of guys feel.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so it was good for them. And I won an award, a Rapid Award for that. And that was major. I was invited onto Mark Summers' show. The Boss is Coming to Dinner. And I remember getting a belly dancer coming out to serve this tangine or something. And I was trying to get a job in London with Mark Summers, who's a big casting agent. And I remember my husband being on the show and him saying, well, I don't want to go to London. And it was just like blew it. No, he didn't really, but it was quite good fun. And and I've done a lot of writing for the Dance Gazette, Dance Today.
Really?
Yeah.
You're all about the dance, basically, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But then the mental health and wellness masters I did a couple of years ago during COVID. Yeah. That was amazing because it kind of underpinned the theory of why dance is good for us and for our well-being. I know you do a show in the moment which really focuses on mental health and well-being. So that is my other area I'm really, really interested in. I think it's terrific that you're doing that because certainly COVID and post-COVID, there was a real need to kind of support our mental health and well-being. Yeah.
And with the chair dancing, it looks like you've brought those two great loves of your life together.
Exactly that. In the book, it's actually a combination of mental health and well-being. And incidentally, that's what's interesting about Portugal is that picture there. My husband took beautifully. I was very pleased with that picture. It was absolutely flipping freezing.
You'd never know. You'd never know, would you?
The scarf was blowing all over my head and everything. You wouldn't know. And it was just absolutely gorgeous. So I want to thank Kit Jennings for that picture. But
and he is available. He's available as a photographer, isn't he? That's what he does. So
yes, he's fantastic photographer.
Shout out to Kit. Yeah, shout out to Kit. And of course, I recognise that beach. Not a bad little place.
Sorry, I forgot to say that. That is Sao Martinho Do Porto Beach. I mean, hello.
And there you are. Take your seat. I mean, this is not what you normally hear when it comes to dancing, is it? Take your seat, if you will, please, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to do some chair dancing. This is very accessible for the gentlemen that you. And I wanted to ask you, why are men not confident about dancing? See, once they've got the skills, there's no stopping them. But there's a gap, isn't there, between feeling like you've got 2 left feet and going to that level of competence.
Yeah, well, there's a part about that in the book, actually. And I think I was talking to Kit about it yesterday. I think there's 2 reasons. I think the first reason is that it's possibly perceived as slightly feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the second reason is that men like to be in control and to be able to be in control and know what they're doing. Yes. And I think that that's really important for guys. And so, of course, if they don't really know what they're doing on the dance floor. And the other thing is, I was reading a report, was it in the Telegraph or something yesterday? Somebody said they really found it was a woman actually, really found it embarrassing. You know, she'd gone and had kids and she can't dance everything. So she likes to dance in the dark. I presume at a bar or disco somewhere where nobody can really see her, but she can really strut her stuff and get lost in the darkness.
That's a lovely idea, isn't it? I think many of us can sympathise with that. Some of us need a bit of dance juice to get us going, don't we? Others not so much, like JMC, who I imagine would just jump straight onto the dance floor. I am the best dancer you can find, says Jim. That's quite a claim, isn't it? Send a video. JMC, send a video. We need to see this. We need to see this. Yeah. No, you make some very good points there. But once people do know, like you say, with the grooms that you've trained for their wedding day and the first dance, once they know what they're doing, I bet they felt $1 million.
Oh, that's right. And they can take the floor. They feel in control. It's all about the guy making the woman look good. So, I mean, he can just turn her out and she can do a little turn and spin her in again and, you know, and lean in towards her. And suddenly he looks amazing. And, you know, and she looks great and they're very happy. So, yeah, I must have done about 1,000 couples over 10 years. I don't know. It was an awful lot of wedding couples there. So that was so much fun. Because actually, I'm more of the choreographer than the teacher, if you will. I mean, I love creating dances. So, yeah. So for me, it was a fab job. Yeah.
Right. I think it might be specifically English men, says Pam, who are reluctant to dance. Yes. Stiff upper lip and hips of stone. It's mainly a UK, US, Australia thing that men are embarrassed to dance. And I think women are very forgiving about it as well, aren't they? It's so many other cultures, men are prominent. That's true, isn't it? I remember going to tango many years ago, and that was such an awkward. I mean, I gave it a go, but to be in the same room as a snake-hipped Argentinian man was not. It wasn't the best start, was it? I mean, and he would say, you know, move your hips, like loosen up a bit, and then he would do a little demo with his, you know, with his partner. And you think, I'm never gonna. You've got to sort of set your bar realistically, I think, haven't you? Maybe should have chosen something different and not tango. Right, here we go. Then we've got the book that's coming out, and you're with a top publisher, aren't you? With Routledge there. And it is called The Practitioner's Essential Guide to Teaching Seated Dance Across the Lifespan. Take your seat, ladies and gentlemen. And you're teaching the teachers, are you, on how to deliver this to people? Is that how this works?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Carl. It's teaching the teachers. It's training the teachers. But I also think, you know, it's not just dance practitioners, it's health practitioners. So kind of like physios, you know, it's not just dance teachers at all. But I thought, well, that's a good way to start, because I think one day it will be, you know, exponential. I think everyone will be dancing in their chairs. I think office workers, I think, you know, it's not just, people perceive it as just something for older people. I think it's for everybody.
Well, that's what you said. It is for everybody. It's truly accessible, isn't it? And when I worked the last thing I did before I came to Portugal, I worked at a disability charity, and wheelchair dance was quite a thing. And it was, you know, it was really amazing to see that expression, and people who, you know, they thought they couldn't dance. Other people thought they couldn't dance, but there they were doing wheelchair dance, going all over the UK to competitions and doing demonstrations and stuff. So everybody can do this, and that's a main point here, isn't it? Is like, this is accessibility. This is for those people who are maybe not so confident about stepping straight onto a dance floor. You can start in your chair.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, when I did a webinar with the Royal Academy of Dance Teachers, you know, we started to plot, you know, where's the setting, you know, where do you do it, and you can really do it anywhere. And I think it's now really any age, you know, from children right up to the eldest, obviously it's significantly beneficial for, you know, older people with Parkinson's, for example. I mean, people with Parkinson's, they can do standing or seated dance.
Yes.
It doesn't just have to be seated, because they're at different levels of physical progression, you know.
Yes, of course.
But you know, that also the ballet bar, if you think about it, the ballet bar, which most people don't, you know, just don't want to think about, but actually it's a great support for people with Parkinson's, you know, to hold on to something.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, it's for everybody more or less. And I think the main thing was there were two things for dance teachers post-COVID. One was, how do we teach dance online?
Yeah, right.
God, how do we do this? This is such a difficult challenge for us, because we were out of work, because, you know, we couldn't go out and teach people to dance. So COVID really brought home the fact that we had to be online and teach online. That was a real challenge, you know. So I think that, you know, there's a possibility for everybody to join in and do this kind of dancing, and, you know, and give it a really good go, for sure. Well, and of course, training.
There is going to be a chance for people to have a go. We're not set up for it this morning, but there's an event happening, right? And this is to launch the book, is it?
Well, it's not so much to launch the book. Yes, Angela Rippon in the UK has started an initiative called Let's Dance, which is supported by Parkinson's, which is jolly good. Yeah. And it's just really, come on, let's get the whole nation dancing. It's really good fun. So all across the UK and really across the world, really, because my event is online, so you can come and join me doing seated dance voguing.
Very good. When's this happening, Samantha?
Hey?
When's this happening?
Oh, yeah, Sunday, 11 to 11:30 online. I don't know if there's a way people can just send their emails through to me, but if they can contact me somehow, I don't know how you might be able to
I will make sure anyone who reaches out to me on the number on the screen there, I'll make sure they get connected with you, because this is such a great idea. And I mean, it's not just Sunday, is it? I'm guessing you may have another schedule in the future to teach people and different interest groups and so on.
Yeah, I mean, around the Silver Coast, I'd absolutely love to have a group of seated dancers. And to be honest, I haven't got one at the moment, because I haven't been here for so long.
You've been busy writing a book as well, haven't you, to be fair?
Pardon?
You've been busy writing a book as well, to be fair.
Well, yeah, it's about a 2-year process.
Right. Yes.
Well, not actually writing it, but the publishers, it takes a long time. I didn't realize how long it takes. We're actually still proofing it just finally at the moment. People don't know that. The release date's March the 10th, but we're still like kind of in the background writing it and sorting out the pictures. It's crazy.
Dotting your eyes, yes.
That seated dance is a voguing seated dance. So it's all about striking a pose.
Excellent.
And it's very good for staccato movement. So if you fancy that, and it's half an hour, 11 to 11:30 on Sunday, and anyone's welcome to join in, and it's free.
Very good. Okay, what a wonderful introduction to the world of seated dance. Drop me a line and I'll make sure you get in touch with Samantha. I'm sure you'll be back as well. Maybe we can do a session online one morning as well, as a little bit of a taster, and we'll do our best to help you get a Silver Coast seated dance group together. Will you do one specifically for people with Parkinson's, a global thing? Will you be doing that? Pam is asking.
I think that it would be a great idea. I've been talking to Parkinson's in the UK, and they're very aware of me. Also, I think they've got some funding opportunities in March, so you know, you need to keep your eyes open on that.
And that'll be a global thing. Okay, that'll be a global thing for the Parkinson's community around the world. For Bob, it's not the embarrassment, but the physical lack of movement in my hips. I will say I'm working on it. Well, we won't ask how, but well done. And there was a plot twist to JMC. I'm the best dancer you can find, but the music doesn't agree with my rhythm. He's blaming the music, but I think at least he's having a go there. And so
with regards to the hips, you need to move them side to side rather than forward and backwards.
Yeah, it's not a good look, is it? It's not a good look.
Try to move
sends
side
out the wrong
to side.
signal.
Keep your lower abdomen nice and tucked in and sort of firm, and then move your hips from there. Also separate, you know, you have to pull up quite tall in the spine to get those hips to.
I am feeling it, Samantha. Okay, so side to side, not backwards.
Side to side, and not forward and backwards.
Gentlemen, please for a moment. You've been brilliant this morning. Routledge is
you.
publishing the book, and that'll be available, as you say, in March. And drop me a line if you want to be put in touch with Samantha, either to start a group on the Silver Coast or to be involved on Sunday on the voguing session. Anything else you want to tell us before you go?
Oh gosh, no, not really. Just that I don't know. I don't think there's anything else. I'm just delighted to be here. I have a lot of fun whenever I bump into you, and just to encourage the Portuguese people out there to come and dance with me, because falo pouco português.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, bon fim de semana. Love to you and to Kip. Thanks for popping in, Samantha. Bye. All right, ciao. There she goes. Yeah, as I say, 913-590-303. And let's have a look, shall we, at that fabulous photograph that Kit took. That's the book, The Practitioner's Essential Guide to Teaching Seated Dance Across the Lifespan. If you know a teacher, if you know a physiotherapist, if you know somebody who works with people in groups, this would be another string to their bow, wouldn't it? It would be a lovely way of ice breaking, of bonding, of teaching a new skill to people of all ages. So what a lovely idea. Well done, Samantha Jennings, on that. And look at that beautiful photograph of her in that beach that so many of us know and love right there. Okay, we're going to play you the Nick tune by way of saying bon fim de semana to you today. I just want to very quickly... Steve was here asking about the Carnival that's happening across the country and begins today. Or it sounds like it's already begun, actually. Let's have a look then at Idealista's Guide very quickly, and then we'll play out with Nick's tune. Carnival in Portugal 2025, the best places to celebrate. And we've got, they've chosen Funchal, Lulé, Ovar, Alcobaça, and Torres Vedras, all of which have been mentioned in the last 24 hours. That's how they roll in Madeira. And I'm on a good day, they've got the weather for it, and it's looking a bit like Rio over there, isn't it? But look at that fabulous costume. I'd definitely try that on and shimmy my hips in the way that Samantha described there. Carnaval de Ovar, that's with the great marionettes, are they called? Grand Corso Carnavalesco. There, that's a brilliant illustration, as is often the way, isn't it? With all of these wonderful Portuguese events, we get to see fantastic illustrations and publicity materials as well that make great posters. That's Lisbon, isn't it? That's not Torres Vedras, is it? I don't think it is, but anyway, maybe it is. Torres Vedras, who am I to argue with Idealista here? Torres Vedras, the undisputed stars of the festival, are the matrofonas, also called Maria Cachuchas. Men dressed in flamboyant drag, adding humor and extravagance to the party. And another iconic sight is the Cabeçudos, performers wearing oversized caricatured heads that bring a playful and theatrical touch to the streets and actually stick it to the man as well. Sharp political and social satire there in Carnival de Torres Vedras. I hope that helps, Steve. Let us know which one you're going to be choosing. And here's a chance for you to dance, as Mel suggested to us all earlier on. Good morning to you, Antonio F. Thank you for being here. Oh, if you go to our website, let me just show you this before we go, because the wonderful contributions of Antonio F. are now featured on the homepage of the website, which I would like to show you, as well as all the ways of supporting the show and what we're endeavoring to do here. If you go to our homepage, guess what? It's goodmorningportugal.com. That's good. And if you scroll down, looking on the screen there, you'll see all sorts of ways of finding out more about what we do, how to support the show. And if you scroll down up into the third row there, you will see Antonio F's collection of Portuguese sayings of the day and his crime file as well that he does, and the daily deals and special offers are all collected together over at the Portugal Club, as well as all the other things that we do there and how we talk to each other, either on the timeline in our exclusive Portugal Club or by direct message over there. Many of you are members here already, and thanks to you if you are considering joining. Give it a go this weekend. Oh, it's a 7-day free trial, actually. If you go to, there you go, gmpvip.com. If you just sign up, you can try it for 7 days. And also, if you really want to, you can get a year's worth of membership for the price of 10 months as well. That's a new thing that school are doing. gmpvip.com if you want to go ahead and do that. At 2:41 a.m. on this day in 1969, an earthquake measuring 8 on the Richter scale hit mainland Portugal. The epicenter was recorded in the Atlantic Ocean southwest of Cape St. Vincent. 13 people died. I didn't know that in 1969 as a result of the earthquake, and 11 indirectly. It was the strongest earthquake felt in Portugal in the entire 20th century, and to date, the most intense since 1755. This day in history in Portugal there, 1969. Thank you for that, Antonio F. Perhaps we can cut and paste that to the Portugal Club as well. Bon fin semana from Pam, and a bon dia, Antonio, from the old guy in Europe. How are your plans shaping up? We'll find out more on Monday. And bravo, excellent. I think that's aimed at Samantha there. Right, we will have a little dance now, as Mel suggested, with the music of the wonderful Nick. And he's loving his time here in Portugal, safe to say, and I'm sure he'll be inspired further and send us more. This is his work. Oh, and yes, sorry, yesterday I just pressed the wrong button and plunged just into darkness, basically. So apologies if you were just left hanging, as were Colin and Heather, who we had some great fun with yesterday. But I was going to say sit back and relax and enjoy this. No, push the furniture to the side of the room, roll up the rug and have a dance to Nick, singing the blues here about his love and celebration of Portugal. Bon fin semana, bon carnaval.
Someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. Someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. Call the doctor, call the nurse. The problem seems to be getting worse. Call the lawyer and call the police. Lock me up so I get some relief. Someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. Call the lawyer, call the club. I might be gone berserk. Call the bishop and call the priest. Maybe they can find me some peace. Ooh, someone better get a hold on me. Give me some mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't show another thing to me. I want everything I see. I want everything I see. It's like a crisis in my life. Every time you walk on by, I might be sitting nice as pie. Now there's something I want to try, and I would love to tell you why.